Hi, class. Today we're going to be talking about the Bill of Rights. We'll discuss a little bit about what each of these first 10 amendments mean, and we'll give you a chance to read them over a little bit before class and hopefully have a better understanding when we talk about them in class. So, the Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the Constitution of the United States, and we'll go over those one at a time. The First Amendment, Amendment 1, says that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So, in other words, we can practice religion the way that we want to, and the government can't say that we're not allowed to, as long as we're not breaking a law or infringing on someone else's rights. We can also say what we want, the freedom of speech, although the things that we say can still get us in trouble. Or the freedom of the press. Reporters have the right to report, and the government cannot stop them from doing that. And people can get together to protest or request what they're looking for, and as long as they do it peacefully, the government cannot stop them. The Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So yes, people can have guns, they can keep them, they can use them. And we are allowed to have a militia, or that's a citizen army. That's separate from the United States Army. Amendment 3, no soldier shall, in time of peace, be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. So the government can't force us to keep soldiers in our house. We have to give permission for that. Amendment 4, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So the government or the police just can't come in and search our houses or our bodies just because they feel like it. They need to have a good reason, and they need to get permission from a judge for that. Amendment 5, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service time in war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So for capital crimes, or those where you're going to be given the death penalty, or major crimes, you need to be sentenced by a grand jury. You can't be charged for the same crime twice, and you can't be you can't be forced to be a witness against yourself, and you can't have your life, liberty, or property taken away without the due process of law, or they just can't take it because they feel like it. Amendment 6, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right of a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have assistance of counsel for his defense. So if you've been accused of a crime, you should be able to have a trial fast and in the public eye. You have the right to a jury. You can have it in the place where the law says it has to be, and you have the right to confront people or speak to people who have accused you of the crime. And Amendment 7, in suits of common law where the value and controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. So if you are suing someone or someone is suing you for anything over $20, you have a right to the trial by a jury, and the rule of law always applies. Amendment 8, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. So if bail is offered, it can't be too much. They can't charge you too much in fines, and they can't torture you. Amendment 9, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So in other words, you have other rights than are listed in the Constitution. Just because they're not in the Constitution doesn't mean you don't have them. And finally, Amendment 10, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. So if the Constitution does not specifically mention that the federal government has a power, the government doesn't get to take that for itself. That power belongs to the states or to the people. So that is a quick explanation of the Bill of Rights, or the first 10 amendments. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or ask the questions in class. See you later.